All-you-can-eat buffets promise unlimited food, unbeatable value, and the American dream of eating until you can't move. But here's what they don't advertise: reheated food sitting for hours, strategic plate manipulation, and health code violations that would make you lose your appetite instantly. I'm about to expose 6 all-you-can-eat restaurants that should have stayed closed. These establishments use psychological tricks, cut dangerous corners, and serve food that even their own employees won't eat. The truth will shock you. We're counting down from number 6 to the worst offender at number 1. And make sure you watch until the very end. We've got 5 bonus buffet secrets that every restaurant hopes you'll never discover. Let's get into it. This is the hidden menu, and we're exposing the buffet restaurants you need to avoid. Restaurant number 6, Ryan's Buffet. Ryan's Buffet markets itself as the affordable family restaurant where everyone can eat their fill. But affordable comes at a cost, and that cost is food quality that would make a school cafeteria look gourmet. A former manager from Tennessee reached out to us with disturbing testimony. She worked at Ryan's for 4 years and watched the company cut corners. Most of Ryan's hot food items sit on steam tables for 3 to 4 hours before being replaced. 4 hours under heat lamps. The fried chicken? Cooked in the morning, sitting there all afternoon. Ryan's operates on what industry insiders call food cost optimization, corporate speak for using the cheapest ingredients possible. Their vegetable medleys come from the lowest grade frozen suppliers. One employee told us they were instructed to mix fresh fruit with fruit that was still technically good, even when showing spoilage. The goal was zero waste, even if it meant serving questionable food. Health inspection reports tell the real story. A Ryan's location in Georgia was cited for cross-contamination between raw and cooked foods, employees not washing hands, and improper food storage temperatures. Another location in North Carolina had live roaches in the kitchen and visible mold in food preparation areas. Here's the psychological trick Ryan's uses brilliantly. They place the cheapest items, bread, pasta, salad, right at the buffet line's front. You fill up on cheap carbs. By the time you reach meat and seafood, your plate is already loaded. The former manager revealed their training specifically instructs staff to be generous with low-cost items and moderate with anything expensive. One viewer named Patricia from Florida shared her Ryan's experience. She went for dinner with her grandchildren and noticed the fried chicken looked dried out. She asked when it was made. The server told her this morning. At 6 p.m., they were serving chicken under heat lamps for 8 hours. Patricia's family got food poisoning that night. 3 of them ended up in urgent care. Ryan's response to complaints? Free coupons for return visits? They never address actual problems. Restaurant number 5, Hometown Buffet. Hometown Buffet sounds wholesome, doesn't it? Like grandma's cooking and Sunday dinners. The reality is a food safety nightmare dressed up in nostalgia marketing. A former cook from California contacted us with alarming information. He worked there 3 years and said their policy was to repurpose food whenever possible. Leftover pot roast from lunch, chopped up and turned into beef stew for dinner. Nothing ever got thrown away. Not because they cared about food waste, but because discarding food hurt their bottom line. The cooling and reheating process creates serious health risks. Food would sit in walk-in coolers overnight, often not properly covered or dated. Staff were trained to use their judgment about whether food was still good. No temperature checks, just visual inspection by minimum wage employees with no food safety training. Here's an industry secret employees confirmed. Their famous carved meats aren't carved fresh. Those roasts sitting on the carving station? They're pre-cooked, frozen, and reheated. The carver is just theatrical presentation, slicing meat cooked days or weeks ago at an industrial processing facility. Inspection reports reveal consistent problems. An Arizona location was temporarily shut down after inspectors found food debris throughout the kitchen, employees handling ready-to-eat food with bare hands, and cold-holding units not maintaining safe temperatures. A Nevada location had live and dead cockroaches in food preparation areas. The psychological manipulation at Hometown Buffet is sophisticated. They use smaller plates than standard restaurant dinnerware, making you think you're eating reasonable portions while encouraging multiple trips. More trips means more time in the restaurant, making you feel like you're getting more value. They also strategically place expensive items like carved meats and certain seafood in the most inconvenient locations. You have to walk past everything else to reach them. It's Buffet Psychology 101. One viewer named Marcus from Texas went on a Tuesday afternoon. The food looked dried out and crusty. When he asked how often they refresh items during slow periods, the manager admitted some foods might sit out a couple hours between customers. Marcus watched a roach crawl across the sneeze guard. He left immediately. Restaurant number 4, Golden Corral. Golden Corral is America's #1 buffet chain, serving millions annually. But behind the chocolate fountain lies a systematic operation designed to serve you the cheapest possible food while making maximum profit. Multiple Golden Corral employees from across the country have revealed disturbing information. The company has perfected what they internally call inventory efficiency, which means using every scrap of food possible regardless of quality or safety. Former kitchen staff from different states reported identical practices. This isn't one bad location, it's standard operating procedure. That fresh-looking salad bar? The lettuce is treated with preservatives to extend its shelf life far beyond natural limits. Those vibrant vegetables, often sitting out for an entire day, misted with water to make wilted produce appear fresh. One employee said they were instructed to blend old ranch with new to avoid waste. They'd pour expired dressing into new bottles. A former grill cook from Florida told us their steak is the cheapest grade available. It's tenderized with mechanical processes and enzymes to make tough, low-quality beef seem edible. The marination process masks the taste of aging meat. He said kitchen managers would instruct them to use heavy seasonings on any meat approaching its use or freeze date. In 2013, a viral video showed Golden Corral employees storing raw ribs next to a dumpster outside. The company claimed this was isolated. It wasn't. Multiple former employees confirmed that outdoor storage near dumpsters was common practice during rush periods. Health inspection reports revealed disturbing patterns. A Virginia location was cited for employees not washing hands after handling raw meat and improper food storage temperatures. A North Carolina location had live roaches crawling on food preparation surfaces during inspection. Golden Corral uses what behavioral economists call decision fatigue. You walk into a massive buffet with 100+ items, and your brain becomes overwhelmed. You can't process that many choices, so you default to familiar comfort foods, which happen to be their cheapest items. They also control your behavior through strategic placement. The desserts are visible immediately when you enter, triggering your reward centers before you've even eaten real food. The expensive items like steak and shrimp are placed at the end of the line. One viewer named Jennifer from Georgia went for Sunday brunch with her family. Her daughter's scrambled eggs tasted weird and sour. Jennifer realized they were made from liquid egg product that had gone bad. She showed the server, who simply removed the pan without apologizing. The old eggs had been sitting there for who knows how long. Restaurant number 3, Sizzler. Sizzler wants you to believe their salad bar is fresh and healthy. The truth is a supply chain nightmare that cuts every possible corner to maximize profits. A former Sizzler manager from Texas provided detailed information about their operations. She worked there 5 years and eventually quit because she couldn't stomach the practices. According to her testimony, Sizzler's corporate directive was clear: reduce food costs to under 23% of revenue at all times. Let's start with their famous salad bar. Those greens look fresh because they're constantly misted with water, making wilted lettuce appear crisp. The misting system serves another purpose. It adds water weight to the vegetables. You're literally paying for water weight, not actual produce. The former manager revealed their freshness protocols were designed to extend shelf life, not ensure quality. Lettuce showing brown edges? Trim off the bad parts. Tomatoes getting soft? Cut them smaller. Nothing ever got thrown away until it was absolutely inedible. Sizzler's hot food is even more concerning. Their hibachi grill uses yesterday's proteins mixed with today's batch to maintain consistency. Translation: old chicken and shrimp get stir-fried with fresh vegetables and heavy sauces to mask any off flavors. The company's cost-cutting extends to their seafood. Their shrimp is the lowest grade imported product, often farm-raised in countries with minimal food safety regulations. It's frozen, thawed, refrozen during shipping, and thawed again at the restaurant. Multiple freeze-thaw cycles destroy quality and create serious bacteria risks. Health inspection reports paint a disturbing picture. A California location was cited for improper food storage and no documentation of food temperature monitoring. A Nevada location had vermin droppings found in storage areas and expired food products still in use. One viewer named Robert from Arizona ordered their steak and salad bar combo. When he returned to the salad bar for seconds, he noticed one of the dressing containers had visible mold growing on the inside rim. The manager apologized but explained they only clean those containers once a week. That's 7 days of bacteria growth. Restaurant number 2, CC's Pizza. CC's Pizza promises unlimited pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert for one incredibly low price. But behind those unlimited breadsticks lies a business model that prioritizes speed and volume over food safety and quality. Multiple former CICI's employees have contacted us with remarkably identical stories. The consistent pattern across different locations tells us these aren't isolated incidents, they're standard operating procedures. CCI's uses frozen dough that arrives pre-portioned from industrial suppliers. But here's the catch. Employees are trained to use dough that's been thawed and sitting in coolers for up to 5 days. 5 days of yeast breakdown and bacterial growth. The dough gets sticky and requires extra flour to handle. That extra flour makes the crust dry and tasteless, which is why CC's drowns everything in garlic butter. The cheese situation is particularly troubling. They use a cheese blend heavy on imitation mozzarella, a combination of real cheese and milk protein concentrate that costs significantly less. You think you're eating real mozzarella. You're actually eating a processed cheese product. Health inspection reports reveal consistent violations. A Texas location was cited for employees handling ready-to-eat food without gloves and no hand washing between tasks. A Georgia location had live roaches in the kitchen and dining areas discovered during inspection. The buffet service model creates unique problems. Pizza sits on the buffet line under heat lamps, drying out and becoming bacterial breeding grounds. Former employees said their protocol was to keep pizza on the line until it's gone, regardless of how long. 4-hour-old pizza is normal at Sissy's. One viewer named Sarah from Tennessee took her 3 children there for dinner. Her youngest son took one bite of pepperoni pizza and immediately spit it out, saying it tasted spoiled. Sarah tried it and realized the pepperoni had gone rancid, that pepperoni had been on the buffet, being served to customers until Sarah caught it. Restaurant number 1, Ponderosa Steakhouse. And now we've reached number 1, Ponderosa Steakhouse. This is a company with such a disturbing history of health violations that it should have been shut down years ago. Ponderosa represents everything wrong with the all-you-can-eat buffet industry. A former kitchen manager from Pennsylvania worked at Ponderosa for 7 years before quitting in disgust. His testimony was detailed and disturbing. He explained that Ponderosa's corporate pressure to minimize food costs created a culture where food safety was openly ignored. Let's start with their steaks. Ponderosa uses value grade beef, which is one step above the lowest possible grade. This meat requires significant mechanical tenderizing to become edible. The tenderizing process involves piercing the meat with hundreds of tiny blades, which drives surface bacteria deep into the interior. This means you can't eat Ponderosa steak rare. It must be cooked well done to kill bacteria. But here's where it gets worse. The former manager revealed that steaks approaching their expiration date were marinated overnight in tenderizing solutions to extend usability. Steaks that should have been discarded were instead soaked, redated, and served to customers. The buffet at Ponderosa is a food safety disaster. Former employees described identical practices. Food sitting on buffet lines for entire shifts, items being refreshed by mixing old with new, and no consistent temperature monitoring. No temperature checks, no time limits, just visual inspection. Health inspection reports are absolutely damning. A location in Ohio was shut down after inspectors found raw sewage backing up into kitchen floor drains, employees preparing food in areas contaminated with sewage, and continued food service despite the sewage problem. Raw sewage in the kitchen, and they kept serving food. A West Virginia location was cited for live and dead cockroaches throughout the facility, rodent droppings in food storage areas, and employees not following any hand-washing protocols. The psychological manipulation at Ponderosa is particularly cynical. They know their steaks are low quality, so they push you toward the buffet. By the time your steak arrives, you've already filled up on cheap buffet items. You end up eating mostly buffet food that costs them pennies, while paying for a steak dinner. One viewer named Michael from Kentucky ordered a ribeye medium rare. At the buffet, he noticed the fried chicken was ice cold in the center, still frozen. When his steak arrived, it was well done despite him ordering medium rare. The server explained they don't serve steaks below medium anymore due to liability concerns. They can't safely serve anything less than medium. Bonus secrets. 5 buffet tactics. Every restaurant uses now for the bonus section, I promised. These are tactics that nearly every buffet restaurant uses to manipulate your behavior. Bonus secret. Next one, the plate size manipulation. Every buffet restaurant carefully selects their plate sizes to control how much you eat. They're not using normal 10-inch dinner plates. They're using 8-inch or smaller plates. This creates a psychological effect where your plate looks full with less actual food. Budget buffets use colored or patterned plates that make the food blend in, reducing visual appeal. It's behavioral economics weaponized against you. Bonus secret number 2, the strategic food placement. Everything about buffet line placement is designed to maximize their profit. The cheapest items, bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, are always placed first. The most expensive items, premium meats, seafood, specialty dishes, are always placed at the very end. This is no accident. By the time you reach the expensive stuff, your plate is already 70% full. Every single placement decision is designed to make you eat more of what costs them less. Bonus secret number 3, the lighting trick. The lighting in buffet restaurants is carefully designed to make the food look appealing while simultaneously making you eat faster. They use warm-toned lights over the buffet line, but cooler, brighter lights in the dining area. Buffet restaurants want you in and out quickly during peak hours to maximize customer turnover, so they blast the dining room with bright lights. You're unconsciously rushing through your meal without realizing why. Bonus secret number 4, the drink station psychology. The placement and setup of drink stations at buffets is pure manipulation. They're always positioned prominently, often right near the entrance, encouraging you to fill up on liquid before eating solid food. Carbonated beverages make you feel full faster, which is exactly what the restaurant wants. The glasses they provide are often larger than standard restaurant glasses, 16 ounces or more. A full glass of soda means less room in your stomach for food. Each interruption reduces your total food consumption because your body has time to register fullness between trips. Bonus secret number 5, the time manipulation. Buffet restaurants control time in ways you don't notice. During peak hours, they'll reduce the amount of food in each buffet tray, forcing more frequent trips. This makes you waste time standing in line, reducing your actual eating time. Most buffets have a policy of refilling items only when they are nearly empty. This creates artificial scarcity, making popular items unavailable. By the time the item you want is the item you refilled, you've already filled your stomach with something else. Many buffets set time limits that aren't clearly advertised. They might give you only 90 minutes to eat, enforced through subtle pressure from servers. You're paying for unlimited food, but getting a limited time window. Conclusion. So there you have it. The 6 all-you-can-eat restaurants that prove you should have stayed home, plus 5 bonus secrets the entire buffet industry uses against you. From Ryan's reheated food to Ponderosa's sewage-contaminated kitchens, these establishments have perfected the art of serving low-quality food while making you think you're getting a deal. The buffet model is fundamentally flawed. You can't serve unlimited food at low prices without cutting corners somewhere. And where they cut corners is food quality, food safety, and ingredient sourcing. This isn't just bad luck, it's systemic failure built into the business model. Here's what you need to understand. These restaurants are counting on you not noticing. They're counting on you being too hungry, too distracted, or too committed to the idea of unlimited food to pay attention to what you're actually eating. But now you know. You know about the reheated food, the extended hold times, the lowest grade ingredients, and the psychological tricks designed to minimize how much you actually eat. You know the truth about all-you-can-eat buffets, and you can make informed decisions about whether they're worth the risk. My advice? Cook at home. For the price of 2 buffet meals, you can buy high-quality ingredients and make food that's actually fresh, actually safe, and actually nutritious. Or if you're going to eat out, choose restaurants that prepare your food to order. If you found this information valuable, subscribe to the Hidden Menu. We expose restaurant secrets, food industry tactics, and dining scams that chains don't want you to know about. We're fighting for consumers who deserve to know what they're actually eating. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you had a bad experience at any of these restaurants? What's your worst buffet story? I read every comment, and your experiences help expose these problems to more people. And remember, the only way these restaurants will change is if customers demand better. Vote with your wallet and choose establishments that actually care about food safety and customer health. Thanks for watching. This is the Hidden Menu, reminding you to always question what you're eating and never settle for anything less than safe, quality food. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video where we expose even more restaurant secrets.
And remember, the truth is not always on the menu.